So thank you for clicking on this video. The purpose of it is to show you the latest firmware upgrade that we have released as early as last week to the entire Wave Wi-Fi population of users. It incorporates enhancements and is very feature rich on requests that they've made over time as well as you all. So let's dive into it. Our Wave Wi-Fi receivers, by the way, is the entire Pro series, the white box series being the ER, the HPs, and the Tidal Wave. So all of those products are on our website, and you can go ahead and take a look at your leisure. For this demonstration, we have one of our Wi-Fi receivers plugged into one of our wireless routers, and when you click Manage, it will open up another tab, which takes you to the Wi-Fi receiver. Currently, I'm connected to Xfinity Wi-Fi, which was a captive portal. When you go ahead and click on it, you would get a yes, yes, and instead of a third yes, completing the handshake, it would announce a captive portal, in which case you would go ahead and click on a yellow check mark, and it would pull up the splash page, key in the credentials, and you would gain access. I've also favorited it. This is shown as a group with 9 APs if you want to see the subset. So I favorited a couple of these just to demonstrate the favorite function. Favorites are now shown not just on the favorite list, but any hotspots that has been favorited previously and is still favorited will show up on the scan page, so it's clear for your clients. Each hotspot also shows the MAC. If it is not a group, if it's a group, we don't show the MAC. But we show it like this, and anything you hover on will show encryption type and so on. So your customers have asked us to, they said they love the UI, but wouldn't it be wonderful if we could sort a different way, not just by signal strength or encryption type? So we provided that, where you could go ahead and click on other things. So this would sort by signal strength and then by 5 gigahertz, or you can change it to, sort by 5 first, and then signal strength, and so on. So those are all options. They've also asked, they're looking for a particular hotspot and they know the name of it, so would like to find it that way. So let's just demonstrate that, where you can key in alphas or numerics or whatever, and it's going to pull those up. This happens to be all the wave hotspots that we have around here. They've also asked for the ability to reduce the amount of hotspots shown on the scan page. They love the fact that when they're offshore, they can go ahead and seek from far away, or in a remote area and seek from far away. But when you're up against a slip or on the hook or something, you may not need to see all hotspots and so on. So here's their ability to reduce that list, and that's the way to go ahead and do that. So, favoriting. They've also asked to be able to not just have favorites selected by signal strength, but ideally by order of favorites. So we're providing the ability there. So these are a few favorites that I've added to the list, and the way to change that sort, by the way, is you can just go ahead and click and drag, and now the sort will change if you want to do it by sort versus by signal strength. So you folks, being installers as well as customer service managers, have asked us to there is LAN APs shown, not just WAN APs on the scan page. So we were asked to help your clients avoid them inadvertently creating a circle, reconnecting to the boat and therefore not the internet, which which can pose a problem, and that happens on occasion. So we've gone ahead, and any of our APs that we recognize on the boat are disallowed. They obviously cannot create a circle, and it's evident here, but this icon is just for our own APs that we recognize being our yacht AP DBs or our internal access points on the vessel. Well, the next request came in and said, well, there are other LAN, there's other APs on the boat, not just yours, so we went ahead and created an ignored AP list. Anywhere you hover again on the throughout the scan page, it's pretty telling as far as security and so on, but the point here is with this hover, this is the way to go ahead and and hide this hotspot. So we can get it off of the scan page by just simply clicking here, and it will leave the scan page and be on the ignored AP, so therefore your customers can inadvertently do that. Installers seem to love that because it's value add for their customers, in that when they get on the vessel, they can go ahead and pull whatever the LAN APs off of the scan page just to clean it up. So what the end users will actually be looking at are primarily WAN hotspots to go ahead and connect to the internet. There's certainly a lot of wireless devices on the boats doing some slight, small range broadcast. A lot of my peer manufacturers, Garmin, Ghost, Simrad, Sirens, and so on, everybody's doing a little broadcasting to be able to connect the MFDs and all other devices, IoT and cameras and stuff to the phones on the vessel. So this is where all of those LAN APs, if you will, can go ahead and hit the ignored AP. They can be moved over. You can also do it by MAC address. So lastly, an enhancement to this firmware is we are doing push notifications, as you know, where we can recognize the hardware as well as the firmware once it's connected to the internet, and we'll do a push notification saying, if eligible, go ahead and click here for firmware. So with that, we also recognize there's a lot of folks trying to do these updates on their cell phones and things like that, and it's not always evident where they're downloading these files to then go ahead and upload them to the device. So we've made it a little easier. In right here, they have the ability to do it the same old way, which is, drop it down onto a laptop or where they know they're placing the file and then go ahead and upload it, or they can go ahead and click here and push it right to the device. So that seems to help. So those are the highlights with our new firmware change. Again, listening to the industry and our population of end users. So hopefully all this helps. Was excited to share that with you, and please stick around and click on our other videos. That'll be more informative relative to some new hardware and different UIs to our routers and so on. So thank you again for taking the time, and have a good day.